when starting a new campaign, is it more effective to begin with a high bid and then lower it, or to start with a low bid and increase it gradually for better results? It's really weighing the pros and cons of each. So the pro of starting with the high bid and then working your way down is you're going to get the data feedback much quicker. You're going to have better vetting of that if it's an actually good keyword for you because you've spent sufficiently on it. However, if you do it that way, then you typically have much higher ad spend out of the gate. Versus the other way of starting low and working way up, it's sort of the flip side of that. Typically, the ad spend isn't going to be as significant in those cases. However, you don't get data feedback. It could take you much longer. And so in the case of a launch where you really want to hit it out of the gate and get things going, sometimes those launches can struggle if you start too low and you're not aggressive enough. So it's a bit of a pros and cons. So what we will do in those cases is we will sort of weigh the pros and cons of each approach and say, okay, so in this scenario with this new product launch, we have limited inventory anyways. It's not as important for us to like shotgun it out of the gate, and maybe our ad spend budgets are just a lot lower. So in that case, starting with lower bids is going to make a little bit more sense. However, if we are we really have a specific sales goal in mind for a particular product launch, the client is very adamant, all I care about is getting a really good BSR, we want to hit it as hard as we can out of the gate. In those cases, starting with a low bid is not going to be the right strategy. And also, other fun fact, which is not something that you asked, but when you're starting a new campaign, if we're in a launch, we prefer fixed bids for those campaigns.